Top news right now, Budlight faces a massive consumer boycott following their disastrous collaboration with controversial social media influencer Dylan Mulvaney. The beer giant's decision to print Mulvaney's face on cans has led to plummeting sales and tarnished the brand's image. In a desperate attempt to recoup losses, Budlight is now selling at rock bottom prices, with 36 packs at Costco priced at $14.97. However, even these discounts aren't tempting customers to buy the beleaguered beer. This PR nightmare should serve as a cautionary tale for corporate America to steer clear of wokeness. Stay tuned and follow Next News for more breaking news.
The past 5 weeks have not been kind to Anheuser-Busch, the parent company of Bud Light. They've been getting wrecked on pretty much every front. They have seen a 27% dip in their sales of cans and bottles after partnering with trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney, as I'm sure I don't need to tell any of you. They've seen Coors and Miller Lite actually eat up that market share. They're both up about 13% respectively. And I think it was Friday they came out and they made a formal statement, or the CEO did, saying that they actually didn't really partner with Dylan Mulvaney, that it's not a brand sponsorship, and that has alienated the clientele that they were hoping to get. So much so that now there are gay bars boycotting Bud Light. So all the market share they were hoping to get is gone. And I don't think this is going to win back moderates, conservatives, sensible leftists, anything like that. Because this is probably the most successful conservative boycott, or just sensible boycott, maybe I should say, in recent history. Probably that I can even think of. But I found an article here. I thought this was pretty fascinating. Donald Trump himself weighs in on Bud Light controversy. Time to beat the radical left at their own game. And I gotta say, I 100% agree with that take. Former President Trump weighed in on the Bud Light controversy on Sunday in a Truth Social post he wrote promoting a book that calls to defund leftist woke companies. Trump called out Anheuser-Busch, the parent company of Bud Light, in his social media post on Sunday while promoting the Great Patriot Protest and Boycott book. Conservative critics in recent months have called to boycott and protest Bud Light after transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney partnered with the company in a sponsored post. Quote, "It's time to beat the radical left at their own game. Money does talk. Anheuser-Busch now understands that. Great new book by Wayne Allen Root. Buy your copy today." All right, so he's shilling this book, but this sentiment is definitely being felt around America, and beyond, where people are sick of these woke identity politics getting inserted into literally everything we consume. We've seen this take over Hollywood. We've seen it take over companies. Women have been ostracized from their own sports teams, their own bathrooms. And even with all that happening, the CEO, Michael Doukeris, sorry, I can't pronounce names, still, for some reason, doesn't really understand what this is about. They haven't really actually come out with an apology. They come out with a lot of excuses saying, well, we weren't really partnered with Mulvaney. But you put their face on a can and you did pay them for a sponsorship, or else they wouldn't have made that social media post on their Instagram promoting it. But this person clearly does not get it or doesn't want to take accountability. Other people have. Alyssa Heinerschneit, their VP of marketing, she was canned. And somebody above her, I believe, he was also canned. Now, they haven't been formally canned, but they've been on leave for about 3 weeks now. So I think it's safe to say they probably will not be returning. And they released a half-hearted apology. They tried to sidestep this by doing the Clydesdale horses, the 9/11 thing, bring America together, all that type of stuff, which probably all would have been fine if they didn't partner with Mulvaney. But, hey, they still have not really taken accountability for this, and I don't even know if they take accountability if it's going to matter at all. I think people are just pissed about this stuff. He still doesn't get it. Anheuser-Busch CEO blames social media and misinformation for Bud Light boycott, which has led to 26% drop in sales, as he insists Mulvaney partnership was one post, not an advertisement. Regardless, whether it's one post or not, you still paid that person to sponsor your product in the hopes of, getting Gen Z on board, I suppose. And you've still alienated, 26% of your customer base so far. So it's not looking really good for them. The CEO of Anheuser-Busch has continued to deflect blame for the Dylan Mulvaney fiasco and claimed social media misinformation triggered the boycott of Bud Light, sending sales crashing 26%. Michael Ducaris doubled down on his claims that trans TikToker Mulvaney was never a partner with the American Beer Company and said cans featuring her face were never going to be on sale for the general public. Again, completely regardless of the fact that you did this sponsorship, you did pay them for an advertisement, or else why would you do any of this? I mean, this is like really weak gaslighting. I mean, I don't think anybody buys this. He blamed misinformation and disinformation that was spread online for making people believe cans with Mulvaney's face were being rolled out for sale across the U.S. when only one souvenir can had been produced and sent to the influence to mark the 1-year anniversary of her transition from male to female. All right, there's a lot wrong with that paragraph. So let's break it down a little bit. The misinformation and disinformation, as they're talking about, could have been remedied very easily if they didn't go silent on Twitter for like 3 weeks and then just completely ignore the controversy once it came out. Now, would that have mattered to consumers? Probably not. It probably would not have made a difference. The damage was already done. Maybe if you jumped on it a day or two afterwards, you probably still would have seen a dip in sales, but the silence has caused the misinformation and disinformation. Also, firing your marketing team or executives in your marketing team doesn't really look good for you. And also, I don't want to get into the whole trans thing, but I don't really, Dylan has not gone through any gender reassignment surgery yet, so I don't know if they can actually really be counted as somebody in the trans community. I mean, I guess anybody can. I mean, I can be, maybe I'll be a penguin today. Can I identify as a penguin? Is that all right? I really would like to. I like how they slide on their bellies, but I don't want to live in Antarctica. So, but that's not my truth. My truth is I want to be a penguin where I'm at right now and not have to worry about any of the other stuff. Also, I'm going to exclusively eat steak because, why not? This is my truth now. It is just the latest excuse Anheuser-Busch executives have made for the calamitous advertisements after previously saying it was created by an outside ad agency and nobody in the company were aware of the campaign, despite 2 of Bud Light's marketing executives stepping down in the aftermath. Ducaris told the Financial Times over the weekend people often talk about this topic in social media like noise. You have one fact and every person puts an opinion behind the fact, and then the opinions start to be replicated fast on each and every comment. By the time that 10 or 20 people put a comment out there, the reality is no longer what the fact is, but is more about what the comments were. All right, so maybe I'm not smart enough to understand what he's trying to say, but that just sounds like word salad. It sounds like gaslighting. It sounds like you're making excuses. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not a marketing guru or anything like that. I actually don't know what they can do in this situation. I think they're going to be screwed either way. I think people are just sick of this woke ideology being shoved down our throats. Explaining what he claims happened as the misinformation took hold, Ducaris continued, quote, but as the rumor that it was a campaign spread, videos of billboards showing Mulvaney can digitally, and 10 million people were watching and commenting, that had nothing to do with Bud Light. It was just like pure social media creation. I don't think it was pure social media creation to put them on a can. Definitely wasn't. And I don't think Dylan went out there and from the goodness of their heart decided to do an advertisement for Bud Light unless they were getting paid for it. That's just my take on it. And I think this is, I don't think nobody's going to buy this. There's going to be a negative stigma, at least for the next couple months, maybe forever, about people purchasing Bud Light. People are sick of the woke shit. The comments came just 1 week after Ducaris told him that we need to clarify the facts. Well, again, I don't want to go into all this because this whole article, and I've read it through, it's just, you can see the sales here. I actually had this in a thumbnail earlier. Like, just completely, the brand's declining. Got Kid Rock down here with obviously shooting up the cans. But any misinformation and disinformation, or whatever he wants to call it, for not taking accountability for what his company has done under his watch, it's on them. You decided to put this can out there. You decided to do a sponsorship, partnership, whatever you want to call it, one time or not. And then you decided to go silent on social media for 3 weeks when backlash hit. And then when you did come back, you just started putting out ads like nothing ever happened when people wanted you to address this issue. And I think this is a very important topic. I know people are probably getting a little sick of me keeping making videos on this, but I think this is important. I don't want woke politics, in every company, in movies, in brands. And I really think that somebody should be standing up for the erasure of women, because I really do feel like that is a very pressing concern in 2023. But, you know, that's just my take on it. What do you guys think? Who's drinking Bud Light out there? Leave a comment down in the comment section. Let me know. Is there anything that they could do at this point to win back your loyalty with the brand, or is it over? Is it done? You know, they say time heals all wounds. I'm sure time will make this a little better, but how much better? I don't know. But that's all I got. Leave a like on the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It really helps with the algorithm. Lately, my videos have been getting no traction because YouTube doesn't want people talking about this, and I'm a pretty small creator, so every subscription definitely helps. And I want to thank everybody for listening this long, and I will catch you all in the next one. Later.